Stephen A. Smith has just confronted the boxing world after Terence Crawford's stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez, and he says what so many fans are thinking. Crawford is not getting the respect he deserves, and it is time to start calling him what he is, the pound-for-pound best boxer on the planet right now.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
It became a fight where Crawford made it where Canelo, to have any chance, he had to go get close. So he had to go through a bad neighborhood.
Yep.
And Crawford mugged him. It's that simple. He had to go through a bad neighborhood to get anything done, to get to the place that something was going to be done good.
Yeah.
And he got mugged going through that neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, if I think about it, if I do come back, can you train me?
We're not even,
Please. I'm asking you right now if I do.
Do they have commercials on this thing? You guys got commercials?
Crawford's win over Canelo was nothing short of historic. From the very first round, he showed why he is considered an elite technician. His footwork was flawless, his timing was razor sharp, and his defense completely neutralized one of the greatest pressure fighters of the modern era. Every time Canelo tried to push forward with power shots, Crawford slipped, countered, and made him pay. Fans have called it a masterclass in boxing IQ, one of the finest performances in years.
Most people don't know shit about boxing, but Terence Bud Crawford does. Great fight, shutout. Just what I assumed would happen. This boxing smart would beat Canelo's tactics. Like from round 2, I saw Canelo being on the back foot, and eventually Crawford was just dancing around him doing his thing. So yeah, again, I like Crawford. I just think the way he fights is clean. Like he makes very little mistakes, and he knows the sweet science of boxing, so he showed why he's the best right now. One of the best in history.
What's up, people? It's the morning after the big fight. Crawford Canelo. Shout outs to Crawford. You did it, boy. You did it. For those who still aren't quite sure what they witnessed last night, I'm gonna let you know that you witnessed what is called a notorious boxing clinic. This is everything done right, okay? First, he worked behind the jab, people. Boxing 101, set your shots up behind the jab. Canelo froze up. He was able to minimize the pressure. Step 2, use the ring. Use the ring. Get to the outside. Make Canelo pivot. Make him pivot. Don't let his feet settle. Okay? Pick your spots. This was a notorious hit and don't get hit. That's boxing 101, people. It's actually the definition of boxing. For those who don't know the definition of boxing, it's to hit and not get hit. It's almost like a game of tag, to simplify it for you folks. All right? And yes, Crawford was tagging him. Not just with the jab, moving, but he was able to do another key factor, which is get respect in the ring. He was able to hold his ground in pockets, work the body, go toe to toe, and catch him with that speed. Bah! With that speed, the straight left, the little uppercuts and the hooks to the body. Like I said, people, it was a clinic.
Stephen A. pointed out the obvious. Crawford has taken on every style. Punchers, slick boxers, counterpunchers, pressure fighters, and he has beaten all of them. And now, after dismantling a legend like Canelo Alvarez, there can be no more debate. Crawford is not just a champion, he is the champion. The MMA and boxing community are echoing the same sentiment. Analysts like Joe Rogan have praised Crawford's calmness under fire, while pros from across combat sports are calling him a nightmare to face. Michael Bisping even joked that if Crawford fought in MMA, his timing and counters would still carry him to win. wins.
And it was something to behold. Saturday night, it was a full day of combat sports. I watched the UFC Noche, that was phenomenal. And then the spectacle that we saw at the Allegiant Stadium was ridiculous. Something like 71,000 people. The walkouts were insane, the mariachi bands and all the rest of it. And then Terence Crawford had the goddamn audacity to walk out to Ilia Toporia's walkout song. I mean, what on earth is going on? Mariachi. Okay, strange choice. Anyway, it pissed off Ilia Topuria. So then Ilia Topuria comes out very offended, very annoyed, very worked up. He says, first, Crawford calls me drunk. Then he walks out to my song. As I say, I'm sorry, I've got to side with Crawford on this one. It's anyone's song. Whenever you want, I'll teach you how to dance that mariachi in the ring. And Canelo, I'll save you a round after him. So, of course, listen, we know Topuria is fantastic. He's got great power in the hands. I mean, the knockout that he had over several people, Alexander Volkanovski, of course, last time over Charles do Bronx Oliveira. He's undefeated. Terence Crawford is undefeated. You could say it's a match made in heaven, okay? And a recipe to make an absolute fortune. Two undefeated fighters from different sports. Of course, we've seen this before with Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, and that made an absolute fortune. It was the money fight, okay? But Topuria went on and said, I won't talk about what would happen between me and Crawford in an octagon. I'll talk about what would happen in a ring. And I would put him to sleep in the first contact. Of course, speaking like a fighter that is undefeated. Speaking like a fighter that is knocking out most people that he comes into contact with, okay? Fair play. And with 4-ounce gloves on, and certainly inside an octagon, there's a very good chance that he would do that to Terence Crawford. But in a boxing ring, it is different. And we just saw the skill and the fight IQ and the footwork and the brilliance and the all-round ringsmanship of Terence Crawford on Saturday night.
That's how good he looked. But here's where the stigma gets interesting. Even after such a dominant performance, some voices in the boxing world are saying Crawford is not being given the spotlight he deserves. Stephen A. Smith has confronted that narrative head on, saying Crawford should be celebrated like the superstar he is. He went as far as saying this is the type of fighter young kids should look up to, because Crawford represents discipline, precision, and true greatness.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo.
I want to ask you a little bit about the history that you made tonight, and I want your opinion on which means the most to you. You became a 5-division world champion. You became the 3rd of 4-division lineal champion with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You became a 3-time undisputed champion, the first ever in the 2, 3, or 4 belt era, and you became the 2nd undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only 1 champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means the most?
And all of it. It all goes hand in hand.
Can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, anybody can be a nobody, like I said, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
You can say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say? Any words?
Thanks.
I bet you did.
First reaction, of course, it was about size of Crawford. Is it okay for him to move up 2 weight classes, yeah? But then I saw him in Dubai. I saw him. He's big and he has very good skills. He's one of my favorite boxers. He able to win this fight. But there is a lot of there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He need to get used to the power and pressure of 168 because it's different, big difference, to be honest. But he's able. He has good skills. He's awkward. He can use 2 boxing stand.
With Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo. Yeah.
Canelo. I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia. It's even. I think it'd be a 50-50 fight if Crawford fought Canelo.
And then there is the Floyd Mayweather angle. Floyd himself placed a huge bet on Crawford to win, showing that he believed in the skill set and the outcome before anyone else did. But
everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
it's wild because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Yes. That makes a difference to people.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking.
Man.
Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though. Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now. You gotta have 4 arms. I know. And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No friends in this business for you. I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore, so that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay,
Floyd has also been rumored to suggest that Crawford still has more to prove before he can be considered on his level. That has sparked even more debate. Some fans believe Crawford has already surpassed Mayweather's achievements pound for pound, while others argue that Floyd's undefeated record keeps him above everyone else.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
In the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now.
How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing, and
he said the same thing about you.
Thank you, Terence. But I think he should be in the book for how to learn boxing. You know.
Really.
For me, pound for pound, number 1 is Terence Crawford. I like this man. It's a great fighter.
I think it's Crawford first.
Floyd beat everybody. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see, that's where Floyd mastered. You know, hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he was active.
Who do you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better. Bigger, like he's actually he moving weight class and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
The aftermath of this fight has changed everything. For Crawford, the options are endless. Does he chase a rematch with Canelo to prove it wasn't a fluke? Does he move on to new challenges in different weight classes? Some fans are already calling for a super fight with Errol Spence again, while others want to see him cement his dominance against fresh opposition.
Call for David Benavidez once this fight is done. Is that a fight that you can see happening before the end of your career?
Look, I never say no to anything. We'll see later. But I'm focused 100% on this fight.
That's incredible. You look down the resume, and this guy has stepped up and fought everyone and anyone. I don't want to hear any David Benavidez talk. That's the only one where I can say, oh, he kind of ducked Benavidez. But aside from that, he's taken on all comers. I don't know what else there is left to achieve. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day, right? Like achievements, targets. I don't know what is left to achieve. Like when you set out as a boxer, I guess, if you're good, then I guess you're hoping to become a world champion. If you're good. And you're hoping if I become a world champion, I make some good money. I mean, I read out how many times he's been a world champion. And I read out how much money I think he's made. So he's ticked all the boxes. Like every single box has been ticked. But there will be this itch that he has. And I've been around Canelo a few times. And that boy is intense sometimes. Sometimes he's chill, but sometimes he's intense. And he isn't going to want to go out like that. Yes, he didn't get splattered on the canvas, but he got comprehensively beaten. And I feel like there will still be a few more Canelo fights to right that wrong. Now, I don't know if he tries to right the wrong against Crawford. I don't know if there was a rematch clause in that fight. I guess there probably would have been. I mean, if you are undisputed at 168 pounds, I think you'd be stupid not to put a rematch clause in there. So look, he might go back to the drawing board, go back to his camp and say, can we beat Crawford? Like have an honest conversation with Eddie Reynoso and the other trainers in that camp and say, can we beat him? And if we can, where did we go wrong? Can we fix it in time to get in the ring with him again in 7 or 8 months? And if Eddie says no, then there has to be a real conversation of, okay, what's the point then?
Canelo, the questions are tough. He is still a superstar, still one of the best boxers alive, but this loss has dented his aura of invincibility.
Like, it's been so long that Canelo's not fought for a world title. It's even weird for me to even think about Canelo fighting and it not being for a world title. Strange, right? I can't remember the last time. Rocky Fielding, maybe? Julio Cesar Chavez before that, maybe? Junior, obviously. Yeah, so look, what's out there for him? Hamza Shiraz? I mean, is that a fight he's going to entertain? I mean, again, and I mean no disrespect to Hamza because you guys know I'm a big Hamza fan. Hamza's like my brother. But sometimes you've got to also be very realistic. If you're Canelo, how attractive is Hamza right now? How attractive is fighting this young killer right now at your at this stage of your career? Again, 35 years of age. There has to be wear and tear on someone that's been doing the sport for 20 years. Hamza? No. Eubank Jr.? No. Who else is there? I mean, he's kind of done all the fringe guys at 168 already. He's done Belanga, he's done Caleb Plant, he's done Mingy, he's done all those guys. He's not going to fight Mbili. There's just, for people, everyone that tries to sell the Mbili thing, stop selling it. No one's buying it.
I'm just saying, like, say if Canelo was the champion at 147 to go up 168.
Right, one jump.
Yeah.
It's a big jump, too. 21 pounds. It's a lot of weight.
I spar big guys, though.
Do you?
Yeah, I spar big guys. You know, it's different in the fight, but I believe in my skills and my ability, and I believe in my team.
That would probably be the biggest fight in boxing.
Definitely.
That fight would be gigantic.
It would.
That would be a big one. I have to go to that one. Which I think is really interesting. The Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting. Fascinating.
Because how does Crawford compete with that size? Crawford's leapfrogging. He goes to super middleweight.
47 to 54 and now to 68.
And the Madrigal fight in 54 is a difficult fight.
Yeah. So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan.
Does he regroup, adjust, and try to reclaim his dominance? Or does he begin to accept that the new era has arrived? Stephen A. summed it up best. Terence Crawford is the man right now. He has beaten everyone put in front of him. He has silenced every critic, and he has now taken down the biggest name in the sport. The conversation is no longer about if Crawford belongs among the greats. The conversation is about where he ranks on the list of all-time legends.